So good morning, everybody. Another great, very beautiful, radiant morning. And in this morning, I want to break apart. I've got some very delectable takeaway from a fixture that played this morning. A fixture between Manchester City and Brighton Albion, the Seagulls. So it was a great game, a game that was packed with a lot of entertainment. This is a game that shows two strong sides locking horns and relentlessly causing each other a great deal of damage as far as the Premier League prospects are concerned. These are two sides that never disappoints. Every time they come out to play each other, just expect quite a good deal of fireworks to elicit. So in today's game, if I can jump right into Manchester City's domain, they played a very solid game. And you've got to give credit to some players. These are players that have held it together, held up this team, especially in moments of weakness, because Manchester City's season has not been a smooth sailing season. So in today's game, one of the conspicuous player that I would like to at least shower with a lot of spotlight, a lot of just accolades is Haaland. He stepped up in this game in a very big way, and just the way he converted that penalty kick right after Mamouche got choked down, an infraction that led into a penalty. That demonstrates how important Haaland is to this team, and that dynamic diligence, that astuteness is what has really played to the advantage of this City side. Statistically speaking, Haaland becomes the fastest player to reach 100 goals in the Premier League. What an achievement, what a player. That in itself underlines the potentiality I've been droning about. He's quite a pivotal player for this Manchester City. And two other players that I would like to mention. These are the new acquisitions, new players that Manchester City brought in right at the height of the January market. These players are Savinho and Mamouche, two great players. They have greatly added onto Manchester City's biting power or firepower to such an extent that with these very high profile contributions week in, week out, that in itself is what has kept Manchester City buoyant and their hopes alive. As far as today's game, I wouldn't put a lot of scrutiny on their performance. They managed to break away with a very crucial point, a very important point against the Seagulls. And based on what's going to happen tomorrow when Arsenal, goes into action against Chelsea, just the dichotomy of that very matchup, anything that's going to happen in that game, it will be to the advantage of this Manchester City's side. So in today's game, that was a very crucial point. I can't emphasize that sufficiently. So jumping to a different aisle, Seagulls or Brighton were very brilliant in this game. They held their ground firmly, and for that reason, Manchester City had a very rough moment in trying to break them down. This is a very organized side. They play almost a synonymous kind of soccer style as Manchester City. And for that reason, Manchester City had a lot of issues in trying to penetrate this team, in trying to overrun them. But as earlier mentioned, they held the fort down good. And it's very important for me to mention this, such a spirited fight. I mean, they've demonstrated throughout the season that they're not a pushover by a long shot. And coming up against a giant like Manchester City and being able to commandingly come from behind twice to earn that very hard-fought win. So this in itself plants them firmly at position 7 at 47 points. And this is very crucial as far as their hunt for Europe or European football come next season. I mean, clearly, Brighton for me, they a team that is well honed, ready to take on any domestic opponent and be able to grind out at least a point. They're playing very good football, and I mean, they were quite a spectacle to watch today. Anyways, I'm not gonna drag out these analysis. I think I've said enough, so I want to wish you all a great rest of your day. Thank you.